Okay, so right now in front of the new Com3 building, which is also called the C building. And it's my first time here, so I thought why not go and check it out. And also I wanted to share some tips about how to secure an internship, because that's probably one of the most asked questions on my YouTube channel. So let's go explore the building. Just to introduce myself, I am Joel Wong and I'm a year 3 computer science student at NUS. So I've done 2 internships before and both were software engineering internships. So my first internship was actually at a startup called Bantu, and it was an NUS startup, and my second internship was at Shopee. Com3 was supposed to open I think in 2020, which was when I matriculated, but it has been delayed massively because of COVID. I'm finally year 3 and like the building is finally open. So I wanted to reiterate why internships are important. Your school modules only teach you up to a certain level. Internships are important because they are a way to prove that you have industry applicable skills, and future employers are also likely to consider students with internship experience for their full-time roles. So there's this nice little walkway that leads up from the underground area, which is, other than the fact there's a lot of mosquitoes, it's quite a nice place to chill. On the concept art there looked like there was a stream of water, but apparently the stream only exists when it rains. Right now it's like mostly rocks lah, but it's still a very nice place. This is the back side of the building. So the first tip is to prepare a resume. On average, I read this somewhere before, that recruiters only look at your resume for 6 to 7 seconds. So you really need to keep it short. Only put the essential information and keep it to 1 page. Why this? They actually use CFG's template. So CFG is the NUS Center for Future Ready Graduates, and they actually provide a template for a resume on their website, which I used in all my applications. And they have a useful article called How to Create an Impressive Resume, which I'll link in the description down below. And you can actually get a consultation with a career advisor for tips on how to improve your resume. Okay, so after 2 years of eating at the deck, right, we finally have our own canteen, and it's actually very nice. Yeah, so from what I heard, this canteen is actually owned by Haidilao. But there's no Haidilao here lah. Wait, I want to get a smoothie. Wait, let's go. There's some like League of Legends match going on right now. Yeah, I buy for you what you want. Steady Okay, so once you submitted your resume and you've been contacted for an interview, so the next tip I have is to prepare for your interview, to prepare for potential questions. Really depends on whether you are going for a technical role or a non-technical role. If you're going for a technical role, do some research on what are the kinds of like lead code questions that the company has asked before. You can go on Glassdoor, where I've managed to find some questions that they have asked before. Prepare your projects and your source code and make sure that they are working. I went for one interview, it's actually a ByteDance. I prepared my code and the login wasn't working. So the first question they asked me was, how would you debug this? And then I was just like stuck. Yeah, obviously I didn't get the internship, right? So definitely make sure that your code's working. Make sure you're well versed in your data structures, algorithms. Also front-end specific questions if you're applying for a front-end role especially. If you're applying for a non-technical role, most of the time there will be scenario-based questions. Well, they'll ask you what you would do in certain situations. So say you're in a product management role, they might ask you what if there was this deadline and like this project that needs to be prioritized over that, then how you manage this. So prepare for those kinds of questions. The third important tip I have is during the interview to always signpost your point. A lot of people when they are interviewing, they tend to go on rants, and I think it's helpful to mention at the start how many points you have. So for example, like one way I like to do it is by saying, I believe there are 2 main skills that are important for this role. Firstly and secondly. So that limits my answer to that length, and also it makes it very clear that I know what I'm talking about. Also, you should always prepare at least 2 questions to ask the interviewer at the end, because they will definitely have time for you to ask questions, and the quality of the questions you ask does matter. I think we're in like the staff room area. Oops. Oh, it's the staff. So the view from Com3 is pretty nice. Like, look at this. Okay, but there's no view though. Why they block? I'm so sad. So the wall pretty much obstructs the view, but then they built these steps, right? So I think you can go up and see. Yeah. Okay, so the 4th tip I have is for those who have no experience. So a commonly asked question is, what if I have no prior internship experience? Can I still find an internship? Okay, so personally for me, I'm in CS, right? So the best piece of advice I can give to you is to work on your own projects. So for example, before I got my first internship, I actually worked on an app And things like Orbital at the end of your first year are also helpful things that your employers will look out for. And I can assure you that in every one of my interviews, my employer has asked for the past projects that I've worked on. Another piece of advice I have is to check out Internship as a Service, or IaaS. So this is a unique internship platform developed by NUS, and it allows students to take up paid short stint projects of flexible duration with both local and overseas companies. And you can actually have them recognized as internships. Okay, so with me today I have Cynthia, and Cynthia is actually a physics and data science major, and she's currently working as a machine learning and data science intern.
Yeah, actually I didn't have any experience when I started out this internship. I had absolutely zero knowledge because I used to be a purely physics major. But then on IAS I found this internship and I managed to get it even though I really didn't know anything. I mentioned that in my interview and my supervisor's like, that's fine. So far I've been researching on how satellite imagery has been used on predicting property prices for housing valuation. My next milestone would actually be helping to develop a machine learning model.
Sorry for dragging you all the way here to interview you. Thanks, Cynthia.
Thank you.
You guys should put your profile up even if you're not applying for a project. An employer might chance upon your profile and offer you a role. Okay, so in this area, there are a lot of like classroom spaces, and hopefully we can use some of these classrooms. Like guys, look at this. Okay, so one final tip I have is to start sourcing early, which means like now. Don't make the mistake of applying too late, because some companies actually close their hiring period at the end of September, especially bigger companies. Some of the platforms you can find these opportunities are Talent Connect, IAS, LinkedIn, and Google. So lastly, do also look out for NUS Internship Day. So NUS Internship Day is on the 14th of September at the University Sports Center, and it's the first in-person internship day event in NUS in almost 3 years. Yeah, so you get to meet employers face to face and access internship opportunities from a wide range of sectors, including ICT, the public sector, and fast-moving consumer goods, just to name a few. So if you attend the fair, you stand a chance to win an iPad Air, a Nintendo Switch, just by submitting your feedback survey. So you can go on their website to check out some of the activities that they have. So there are career preparatory workshops to teach you how to make lasting impressions and networking events. And there's also a ready-to-go global gallery so they can understand more about overseas internships. And simply by participating in all of these, you stand a walk away with vouchers and gift cards. Okay, so that's it for this short tour of Com3 and some quick internship tips I have. So actually they're building Com4 next door. Computing went from this like small faculty to now we have like quite 4 buildings, which is quite insane. If you have any more questions about internships, or if you want me to do a video with advice more specifically for like software engineering, you can let me know in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!